The 14-kilometer Ijebu-Ode-Ekpe Road is another legacy project of the current administration in Ogun State that will be commissioned by President Muhammadu Buhari in 2 weeks' time. The state governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, and members of the Executive Council inspected the project in preparation for its inauguration. Our Governor's Office correspondent, Yusuf Ganiu, reports.
Since the inception of the current administration in Ogun State, road infrastructure has been one of the critical components across the nooks and crannies of the state, not only to make the lives of the people more meaningful, but also to entrench economic viability in the gateway state. The 14-kilometer Ijebu-Ode-Ekpe Road is among many infrastructure developments that cut across 20 local government areas of the state, which is expected to ease the agony of motorists and put the state in a vantage position for economic collaboration, especially with Lagos State. Governor Dapo Abiodun, who led the state government's delegation to inspect the road that will be commissioned in the next 2 weeks by President Muhammadu Buhari, was very delighted with the level of work done, stressing that his administration is committed to improving infrastructure that will boost economic growth and attract investors to the state. The road will have a dual carriageway with 10 lanes, 4 lanes on each side with 1 pullover section, as well as 14-lane toll plaza for easy payment of tolls with multiple security checkpoints and other amenities. The 270 kilometers road embarked upon by the present administration 2 years ago as a deliberate and symbolic initiative to ease of doing business in the state, and the construction of a flyover ongoing at the Ijebu-Ode end of the road is to put an end to the suffering and unnecessary loss of lives on the road. Similarly, work is at advanced stage on the Gateway City project at the entrance of the Abeokuta-Shagamu Expressway, with lights being fitted for beautiful ambience and illumination on the road, especially in the night. The Gateway City Gate is also built for commissioning by President Muhammadu Buhari. Yusuf Ganiu, OGTV News.
Kenta Housing Estate Road to Shomorin, which is under construction by the Ogun State government, is about 60% completed. According to OGTV roving crew, residents of the area are now overwhelmed with joy as the properties keep appreciating on a daily basis. Fowora Adesonwo reports that the special advisor to the Ogun State Governor on Works and Infrastructure, Engineer Babatunde Adesina, said similar constructions are being carried out in 18 out of the 20 local government areas of the state. His report.
A frenzy mood, no doubt. A hitherto sleepy, forgotten settlement, now an economic volcano ready to erupt.
The area is going to be very modernized, you know. As it is now, the price of land are going high because like the road is good. You know, once you have a good road in a place, the place starts to develop and like people will be coming to this place and then it's to improve the economy of the state.
It's historic. It's a landmark for this vicinity, for this estate, a government estate, Ogun State Government Estate, Ogun State Housing Corporation Estate, Ajebo Road Housing Estate, to be precise. This is a very good one, and we residents have been expecting government intervention for quite a long time. Now that it has come, certainly we are happy to see today, to witness today. It's a thing of joy. It's a thing of joy.
Heavy, small, and moderate state-of-the-art equipment were deployed by high-tech construction to change the face of Kenta Housing Estate, Ilugun Township, up to Shomorin, linking up with Adaton Bantoko, Shele, Ibadan Road.
Improve the business in this area.
So anything for what, Lucia? We
thank God that the government is using taxpayers' money for the benefits of the people.
It's fair enough. It's fair enough. It's a 2-lane road. So like, I think it's okay for this area. You know, as time goes on, they can improve on it.
Although the project manager of high-tech construction was not on site when OGTV News crew visited, men were seen at work with quality jobs being done along the road and the ambience being fortified to meet the test of time. Engineer Babatunde Adesina is a special advisor to the Ogun State Governor on works and infrastructure. He described the project as a promise being kept by Governor Dapo Abiodun.
Yes, Tachobari Road construction has been going on steadily as programmed. You will see that we've got more than 60% of the road now. The most tougher part of it, I would say, is construction of drains. You have been there now, you will see that most of the drains are in position. And we have done what we call the base course, the sub-base course, and we are getting on the surveys now. By the grace of God, in the first quarter of 2022, we will have finished that road.
That when the road, which is about 60% completed, was delivered, the gridlock along Obanto-Koshele Road will be reduced drastically. Adefowora Adesanwo, OGTV News.
As the Ogun State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Tomi Coker, presented a total budget of 6.151 billion naira for the State Hospital Management Board, the state lawmakers have canvassed for an even spread of all capital projects contained in the 2022 budget proposal of the State Ministry of Health, especially the construction and renovation of healthcare facilities across the state. The lawmakers took turn to comment on the Ministry of Health budget proposal at the ongoing 2022 budget defense held at the Assembly Complex, Okemoson, Abeokuta. Correspondent Kola Woliosho covered the exercise. Details are presented in this package.
Year 2022 budget defense conducted by the Ogun State House of Assembly commenced with the Ministry of Health and its agencies, led by the Commissioner, Dr. Tomi Coker. Coker disclosed that out of 6.151 billion budget of the ministry for next year, the sum of 2.048 billion was earmarked for the renovation and expansion of some general hospitals, community mental and dental centers across the 3 senatorial districts. Further breakdown of the budget, according to her, indicated that 2.779 billion naira was earmarked for capital expenditure, while 3.371 billion naira would go for recurrent, explaining that the proposed amount was set aside towards sustaining modern patient management and provision of improved healthcare service to residents of the state. She listed the selected hospitals in Ogun Central to include General Hospital Owodiegba, Olikoye Ransom Kuti Memorial Hospital, Abeokuta, and Ansen General Medical Clinic, Iberekudu. The Commissioner noted that General Hospital Odogbolu, General Hospital Odelemo, and General Hospital Omuijebu in Ogun East, as well as general hospitals in Ekokia, Imeko, Ayetoro, and Community Mental Hospital Ilaru in Ogun West will be catered for through the funds.
The Excellency has committed to renovate and equip our 236, and we've done an audit of those primary health centers, and found out the ones that do not have boreholes. Those are the ones that we will be sinking the borehole. This is it's embedded within the renovation package, which is allocated to whoever is renovating the entire site.
According to the Commissioner, other projects listed for the next fiscal year were the construction of public health laboratory, an emergency operations center at Iyana Mortuary, Abeokuta, and the construction of General Hospital at Mowe, amongst others. She equally defended a total budget estimate of 4.79 billion naira for the State Ministry of Health, consisting of 3.091 billion naira for capital projects and 1.70 billion naira for recurrent, while 116.7 million naira was expected as revenue for the ministry. The State Primary Health Care Board, State Agency for Control of AIDS, Oksaka, Olabisi Onabanjo University Teaching Hospital, Shagamu, General Hospital Ifo, and State Hospitals, Ota, Ijebu-Ode, Ilaru, Ishara, and Shokeno, amongst others, also defended their 2022 budget proposals before the lawmakers. The lawmakers, led by Chairman House Committee on Finance and Appropriation, Honorable Olakunle Sobukola, who took turn to comment on the budget proposal, sought for an even spread of all capital projects contained in the 2022 budget proposal of the State Ministry of Health.
The President of the Senate, Senator Hakmun Lawan, says the National Assembly will pass the proposed 2022 budget before the end of legislative week. He disclosed this in Abuja while giving a lecture at the Maiden Distinguished Parliamentarians Lecture Series. Lawan said the current National Assembly has made it a practice for the budgets to be presented and passed before the end of December yearly to ensure that its implementation commences in January. Market men and women in Ijebu North local government area of Ogun State have benefited from the economic empowerment program of Prince Dapo Abiodun-led government tagged Okowo Dapo. The program, which was held at the auditorium of Oru Town Hall, Ijebu, was supported by the wife of the secretary to the Ogun State government, Mrs. Aderinsola Talabi. Benga Adekoya's report is presented in this package.
Market men and women across Ijebu North local government area of Ogun State converged on Oru Town Hall in Oru Ijebu to witness the empowerment program tagged Okowo Dapo, put together by the wife of the secretary to the Ogun State government, Mrs. Aderinsola Talabi. The chairman Ijebu North local government, Honorable Bolaji Odusoya, thanked the Ogun State government for deeming it fit to empower market men and women. The Ebumawe of Agoiwoyi, Oba Abdulrazak Adenuba, who is the chairman Ijebu North Traditional Council, led other monarchs present and commended the initiative of Prince Dapo Abiodun-led administration.
Our governor is a silent achiever, and he has done a whole lot of projects.
The brain behind the empowerment program, Mrs. Aderinsola Talabi, said the program is an extension of Okowo Dapo, and it is our own little way of giving back to the society.
This will mean support for each household, each family, plus our society, and intellect from the household level. We firmly believe in this program and others. We pray that others will also rise up to the occasion.
Secretary to the Ogun State government, Mr. Tokunbo Talabi, enjoined the beneficiaries to take full advantage of the empowerment program, saying a whole lot of goodies are coming their way from Prince Dapo Abiodun-led government. There were goodwill messages from some of the personalities who graced the occasion. Some of the beneficiaries thanked the wife of the secretary to the Ogun State government, Mrs. Aderinsola Talabi, and Ogun State government for the initiative. Symbolic presentation of checks of the economic empowerment program of Prince Dapo Abiodun-led government, tagged Okowo Dapo, wrapped up the program.
Still to come, EFCC turns back on vaccinated staff members. Details when we return. It's good to have you back again. Wife of Ogun State Governor, Mrs. Bamidele Abiodun, has called on Christians to imbibe the teachings of humility, love, and selfless service of Christ so that violence can give way to unity and love in the society. Mrs. Abiodun made this call during the 2021 Christmas Carol service held at the Government House Chapel, OGUN, Abeokuta. Adebola Oshomuji reports.
The need for Nigerians to embrace selfless living and shun any form of violence was on the front burner during the Christmas Carol service of 7 lessons held at the Ogun State Government House Chapel, OGUN, Abeokuta. At the event, several hymns and Christmas carols were rendered with Bible lessons taken by the wife of the state governor, Mrs. Bamidele Abiodun, the state head of service, Dr. Nafiu Aigoro, the Honorable Justice Olanrewaju Mabekoje, among other clerics.
And the angel came in unto her and said, Hail, thou art highly favored, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women.
In his sermon, Reverend Dr. Oyewale Oyeniyi urged people to safeguard in purity of heart in this festive period and beyond.
That the joy of our celebration is as a result of the light that comes to us. That great light that comes through the revelation of our Lord Jesus Christ.
In her submission, Mrs. Bamidele Abiodun admonished Christians to reciprocate the great love God has shown by giving to the less privileged and the vulnerable in the society.
I, therefore, encourage us, based on this word, that no matter what is happening around us, we should hold on to hope, because God loves us and gave His precious Son to give us life. We have come through a rough place with the COVID-19 pandemic in the past year and a half. And while we remain cautious, especially with the new strain, we are hopeful that all of us will live in the protection of the Almighty.
Prayers were thereafter offered for the prosperity and peace of the state and the country at large. Adebola Oshomuji, OGTV News.
Again, Christians have been charged to have the right attitude towards the Christmas season, as it is not only a season to wine and dine alone, but a time to reflect on God's indescribable gift to the world. The Diocesan Bishop of Ijebu Southwest Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, Right Reverend Babatunde Ogunbanwo, gave the charge at the 2021 Carol of the Diocese held at the Cathedral Church of St. Paul, Udugbulu, Ogun State. Margaret Okunlola reports.
Cathedral Church of St. Paul, Udugbulu, Ogun State, played host to members of Diocese of Ijebu Southwest, Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion for the 2021 Christmas Carol service. Celebrating the reason for the season, the birth of Christ, there were various renditions. Seven lessons were read from the Holy Bible by dignitaries present. The preacher, Right Reverend Babatunde Ogunbanwo, urged all to have the right attitude towards the Christmas season.
What is your response to Christmas? Do you know that Christmas is about Jesus Christ? It is not about Mary and Joseph. It is not about shepherds and angels, but about Jesus, the Son of God. Christmas is about the indescribable gifts of God to the world.
In memory of his father-in-law, late Pa Cornelius Abiodun, the bishop presented gifts to the best soprano, alto, tenor, and bass singers in the diocese, while award was also given to the best clergy of the year in memory of the bishop's parents, late Venerable Joseph and Mrs. Beatrice Ogunbanwo. Margaret Kukunlola, OGTV News.
Ogun State Television has been commended for playing a key role in the promotion of arts and development of culture and tourism of the state in the last 40 years. Ogun State Chairman, Society of Nigerian Artists, Mr. Oluwagbemiga Oladimeji, gave this commendation during an arts competition among secondary school students to commemorate the 40th anniversary of Ogun State Television held at the station's old broadcasting house. Matthew Showumi completes the report.
From the mini exhibition at the new broadcasting house, production of contents geared towards the promotion of culture and tourism, the role of Ogun State Television in the promotion of arts in the last 40 years has been commendable. As a way of appreciating the station for this role and as an offshoot of effective collaboration, the Ogun State chapter of Society of Nigerian Artists has organized an art competition among students of secondary schools, while a primary school is also participating in the state to commemorate the 40th anniversary of the station with the theme Television and Education in Promoting Cultural Heritage.
Now, we could even see it from this person, this very first person. This guy made use of the paper. Yes. We could see the building, we could see the sky.
Chairman of the society, Mr. Oluwagbemiga Oladimeji, said they have decided to be part of the anniversary celebration of the station by gathering the students to further appreciate culture and the role of arts.
Nobody can tell which one is going to become Leonardo da Vinci of tomorrow or the one that is going to become Michelangelo of our time. So on that note, we agreed that yes, for this 40th anniversary, we are going to have art competition, art workshop for teachers, and at the same time for professional artists and students in higher institutions.
Shegun Ogumefun from Anglican Grammar School Ifo emerged the winner and was presented with a gift and certificates.
I was so great. I was so happy for being participating in this competition.
The first and second runners-up were also presented with gifts and certificates of participation. Matthew Showmi, OGTV News.
Former students of New Era Girls Secondary School, Surulere, Lagos, have donated a building worth more than 32 million naira to the school towards enhancing the quality of education in their alma mater. At the commissioning ceremony of the building, the president of the All Students Association, Dr. Tamra Rushewi Abiodun, said the donated building was to give back to their 74-year-old alma mater that produced them. Mrs. Rushewi Abiodun, who is an associate professor at Olabisi Onabanjo University, Agoiwi, noted that the new building was to serve three major purposes, which are to boost girl-child education through effective teaching and learning, career guidance and counseling, as well as sexuality and moral education. Mrs. Rushewi Abiodun said the building project was also based on the needs assessment of the school as gathered from the teachers, students, and their parents. The one-story building has an audio-visual hall, e-learning section, offices, toilets, computer room, modern furnitures, and a standby generator. Late Honorable Justice Shehu Tijani Bolariwa Babalaki has been described as a jurist of exceptional qualities whose discipline remains a reference point for both the bar and the bench. This was the crux of remarks made at the Fidal for the eminent jurist held at Ogun, Osun State. Dignitaries, including the Ogun State Governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, and his counterparts from Oyo, Osun, Ekiti, and Bayelsa states attended the ceremony. Governor's Office correspondent Yusuf Ganiu reports.
Bola Babalaki Hall in Igbogan, Osun State, was the venue for the Fidal program of late Honorable Justice Shehu Tijani Bolariwa Babalaki, a retired judge of the High Court of Western State and later former Oyo State. Between 1975 and 1983, he retired as a Justice of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. Eminent personalities, including Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun and his counterparts from Oyo, Ekiti, and Bayelsa States, among others, have come to rejoice with members of the deceased family for surviving their beloved one, whose contributions to public service, particularly through judiciary, was legendary. In its sermon, Sheikh Rahman Olanriwaju also affirmed that the deceased represents a rare combination of brilliance, good character, and was a committed family man, as well as a great community leader and a national icon.
This person who died, I mean, we would not like for anything to be done that is un-Islamic. Again, I congratulate you for not delaying the burial, for not, claiming that some important people are coming. The most important thing for that person is to meet his Lord.
One of the deceased children, Dr. Wali Babalaki, speaks glowingly about his beloved father.
Giving our father a fruitful life, which terminated a week ago. May Allah bless his soul. Let me say that we are completely humbled by the response to our father's demise.
Late Honorable Justice Shehu Tijani Bolariwa Babalaki is survived by his children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. He died at the age of 95 years. Yusuf Ganiyu, OGTV News.
There is a path to be played by individuals in the spread of the message of Allah and progress of the religion, hence the need for every individual to think of what to contribute to transform Islam as a religion. An Islamic cleric, Sheikh Abdul Latif Ademoye Ya Satar, made this call in his lecture at the turbaning ceremony of Alhaji Fadilat Sheikh Monsuru Alawiye Hassan as the first Hawalu Solihin first among equals of Ogun State by the League of Imams and Alfas in the state at Providence Event Center, Abeokuta. Matthew Shomi completes the report.
Having done so much in the promotion of Islam and the spread of the message of Allah, Alhaji Fadilat Sheikh Monsuru Alawiye Hassan bin Toban as the first Anwalu Solihin, first among equals, at the ceremony witnessed by chief imams from different zones of the state, organized by the League of Imams and Afars in Ogun State. The guest lecturer, Sheikh Abdul Latif Ademoye Ya Satar, in his lecture, said the contributions of all faithful is highly required at this time to bring about the necessary reform of the religion and encourage the new Solihin to think of what he brings to the religion to justify the purpose for his choice.
Whoever is given a title in Islam is expected to show example in deeds and worship while protecting the religion.
Chairman of the occasion, Ashwaju of Egbaland, High Chief Alhaji Imran Maxwell Ayila, said there must have been certain things seen in one before being chosen for a title, and expressed his belief in the ability of the new chief to bring the needed transformation to Islam.
is a well-deserved honor. He's a very religious man, very close to God, humble, prayerful, and extremely godly. So I'm not surprised that the whole Ogun State have decided to honor him with this big title.
Some of the people present praised the choice of Alhaji Alawiye Hassan for the position. The new Awalu Solihin thanked the League of Imams and Afars in Ogun State for counting him worthy of the position and promised to continue to give his best.
Gbogbo àwọn bàbá nípínlẹ̀ Ògùn wọ́n rí àwọn iṣẹ́ tí Ọlọ́run gbọ́wọ́ wá ṣe lójú ọ̀nà ẹ̀sìn Islam níbí àti ní ìpínlẹ̀ mi.
The religious leaders have seen all my good deeds and commitment to Islam and have now rewarded me with this title.
Prayers were offered for the new chief and his family to achieve success in his new role. Matthew Shomi, OGTV News.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, on Monday turned back unvaccinated staff members from its headquarters. The exercise saw staff of the anti-graft agency without COVID-19 vaccine cards or evidence of being vaccinated being turned back home. Those who were able to provide the evidence of vaccination were allowed into the office. The enforcement of the mandatory vaccination comes amid fears of the new Omicron variant. Addressing journalists on the reason for the enforcement, the Secretary of the Commission, Mr. George Ikongo, said the exercise was necessary since reports on the emergence of Omicron variants into the country. He said the chairman of EFCC, Mr. Abdurrashid Bawa, had given the directive for the enforcement to ensure all staff was being vaccinated. In Ogun State, the orientation course for the 2021 Batch C Stream 2 core members is to end on Tuesday, 14th December 2021. A statement from the Assistant Director and Head Press and Public Relations, Tankon FO, has it that the state coordinator will preside over the ceremony, at the end of which letters of posting will be distributed to core members. To this end, the statement enjoined employers who have requested for core members to come and collect them to their respective establishments, while local government authorities are to put in place necessary arrangements to welcome these agents of development and ensure their security. The Dangote Group of Companies, in collaboration with the Federal Road Safety Corps of Nigeria, FRCN, has held its maiden road safety awareness campaign with distribution of over 600 safety kits ranging from helmets, caution lights and reflective jackets to road users. Our reporter Ife Shuluadi, who reports the sensitization walk and lectures held at Dangote Cement Plant in Ibishi, has the details in this package.
No, they ride your bike bomber to bomber. Then they call them bomber to bomber. You go close to the motor.
It's a sensitization walk around Ibishi town. Community members, commuters and other road users joined the Dangote Cement Plant's management in raising awareness on adequate road usage and health tips. The theme of the meeting awareness lecture, tagged "Use Road Like Person Wey Sabi," was held at no better time, coming at the period of the year that is synonymous with increased rates of road accidents.
We have also moved from issue of a kind of speedy delivery of goods to a kind of speed reductions, so that we don't kill people on road.
Dangote Cement Plant for its strategic partnership to ensure safety in the company and its environment. We are grateful for this action, commitment, robust relationship with people in the environment.
Lectures from FRSCE recommendants and medical representative from Exam Mansard augmented the free medical and physical treatment exercise conducted for everyone in the community.
If we are human beings, to me our advice, don't drink, don't take drugs. It is not useful for our system. But there's people that will hear and will still go ahead and do it. It's not advisable. As I've said, there are some people that say, "Save Johnny." They need you back.
Blood pressure, free everywhere. It doesn't cost anything. If you walk there now, they will check it for you. Go to any general hospital, there are people willing to check it for you. Because high blood pressure is a silent killer.
Plant Director of Dangote Cement PLC, Ibeshe Plant, Mr. Azad Nawabuddin, assured that Dangote Cement's commitment to the socio-economic development of its host communities remains unwavering and will continually complement the efforts of the government in making the society a better place for all.
We are going to conduct this kind of program in future also to make everybody participate for the road safety. Like everybody using the road should become disciplined, knowledgeable about the rules and regulation about the usage of road.
Safety materials such as reflective jackets, helmets, and caution lights were thereafter donated to active commuters of their host communities. A drama presentation by the NYSC group reflected on the need to avoid being intoxicated before and while driving climaxed the event. Ife Shulwade, OGTV News.
Adebola Oshomuji is standing by for business news. Welcome to business segment of the news. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC Limited, has recorded a trading surplus of 141.96 billion naira in June 2021 compared to a deficit of 37.46 billion naira in May 2021. The company's Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Division, Malam Gabardin Muhammad, disclosed this in a statement in Abuja. The statement said the feed is contained in the June 2021 figures of the NNPC Monthly Financial and Operations Report, M4. The statement noted that in June 2021, the NNPC Group's operating revenue compared to May 2021 decreased by 9.07% or 89.27 billion naira to stand at 894.64 billion naira. In the meantime, remittances by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited to the Federation account plunged by 1.581 trillion naira between January and October this year. A data obtained from NNPC gave an indication to this figure. It was, however, gathered that the drop was due to the huge sums spent on subsidizing petroleum motor spirit, popularly called petrol, pipeline security and maintenance costs, among others, during the 10th-month period. Figures obtained from the NNPC showed that 2.093 trillion naira was the net revenue that should have been remitted to the Federation Accounts Allocation Committee for sharing among the 3 tiers of government between January and October 2021. But what was actually shared by the 3 tiers of government during the 10th-month period was put at 511.667 billion naira, while 1.581 trillion naira could not be shared as the sum was used to subsidize petrol, repair of vandalized pipelines, among others. The Independent Shareholders Association of Nigeria and ESAN has recommended that the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, pay interest on banks' mandated deposit as a way out of the cash reserve equipment, CRR, stalemate imposed on banks and to avoid policy incapacitation of the national economy. Speaking at the meeting held in Lagos, Chairman Eastern Universal Academy, Sir Sonny Nwosu, said the shareholders are concerned about the state of commercial banks and the protection of local portfolio investors' investment. According to them, after serious evaluation of the CRR and current AMCON scam, Eastern insists that CBN should pay interest to banks on restricted deposit to enhance banks' obligation to the real sector. The Nigerian capital market is set for a new vista with the launch of West Africa's first central
Counterparty CCP, a major linchpin for commencement of trading in derivatives. A CCP facilitates the clearing and settlement of derivatives and other securities, as well as the management of counterparty credit risk. Derivatives are super-secondary financial instruments built on other asset or related indices. They help to deepen market portfolio and provide alternative options to hedging risk and pooling returns. NG Clearing Limited, the first CCP in West Africa, formally launched its operations in a ceremony held at a new threshold for the capital market. And that was business news. Thanks for watching. Back to Yabo.